our start list for the senior event. For the senior female category, we've got Izzy Brigdens, Faye MacDougall, another Brigdens with Connie Brigdens, Zoe Peetermans, Thea Cameron, Lucy Garlick, Hannah Kerr, and Erin Mcneice. And in the male category, we've got Daniel Smith, Jamie Jenkins, Jack MacDougall, our current British bouldering champion, Sam Hammond, Sam Butterworth, Rhys Conlon, Fred Williams, and Toby Roberts, our Olympic champion.
And so we have our first athletes of the finals here, and we have got Daniel Smith and Izzy Brigdens both having their last little look, and Izzy is off. I don't think we'll see any issues here from Izzy in this first section. She's a great route climber, climbs with a lot of flow. So Molly, while she's been gone, I had a little intel from Max that maybe we could see some slightly unnerving moves on the men's final here.
I see. Nothing like a little press at the start to get the nerves kicking in.
Yeah.
But Daniel looks like he's chilling.
Yeah,
he's absolutely fine.
Daniel 101. Now Izzy is often like really good with her heels, so I think this section here on the stalactite will suit her, and she can really milk the fact that you can get it on both sides. Hang on straight arms, climb nice and efficiently.
Yeah, climbing that section really smoothly and efficiently. Not missing a trick, really.
And we have Daniel entering into this first section, which is the theme of this finals. And sorry about the double Izzy. Whoever's on the camera is obviously like, she's doing such a good job, we need to show her twice. And there we go, we've got Daniel back now. And he's manoeuvring very nicely around this section, kind of like taking his time, having bits of shakes, getting that clip in. Izzy is also making her way through this first section.
I mean, super smoothly, really using all of those heel hooks.
Yeah, she's
taking
really
a good chill here.
Yeah, she looks like she's taking kind of like a lot of weight off her arms there by maximising what she can pull on with her legs. These really like 3D moves are good for that.
Yeah, I saw Izzy earlier today and she just seemed really happy to just be in the final, so I'm sure she's just out to have a good time and try and climb her best, and she's doing such a good job so far.
Yeah, that move from the under-17 males going on it, like, it's a powerful move, and she did such a deep lock there, and she looks casual getting this clip in, again making the most of those heels, and she's in that crimp. Daniel here fighting his way up through the volumes.
Yeah, the holds in this section looking incredibly thin.
But that looked like a pumpy lock off to do that clip. He's able to get some little shakes between the holds. Izzy gearing up for the big shoulder move. She sticks it. Oh,
excellent
strong,
work,
Izzy. Come on.
Oh, and Daniel just getting his hand
a bit.
Yeah, well, he got his hand caught by the rope.
And Izzy getting spat off as well, just moving away from that donut.
Technical error, getting his hand caught underneath the rope. That is the problem with all of the, traversey moves and holds on volumes. Like, you've got to be really careful of like which side your hand is on the rope. And we've got a replay now, and I think you'll be able to see it in a second. He looks down and he gears up and
it
just
properly stops him.
Yeah.
There's just so much to think about on these routes though, like every aspect of it kind of like is pretty hard, and it forces you to make good decision making. Just at every point, and be really aware of what's going on, and I guess like being so focused on the actual moves can make that quite difficult at times.
Definitely, and I guess because the field is so stacked, the route setters really can't give them any rest, any way of like cheating through a move. They've got to make it hard to split these strong athletes.
Absolutely, and with quite a spectrum of kind of like climbing ability as well, it's quite a hard job to see the best be challenged and see maybe the kind of lower in the field still get to do a lot of climbing.
Yes.
And it's lovely to just get to watch without feeling, stressed because what you put on the wall isn't working.
Okay, out next we have Faye MacDougall
and Jamie Jenkins.
Faye hoping to add another medal to her collection after coming third at the British Boulder Championships a couple weekends ago. She also finished third at last year's BLCCs, so can she make it one or potentially two steps better on the podium?
And Jamie also, he's been competing for a while now, and on the international circuit he finished third at a European Lead World Cup this year. Both climbers making steady work at the start of these routes, as they probably should. And that's because they are both amazing climbers and amazing athletes.
Faye's written down that most of her, all of the climbing moments that she's fond of are boulder moments actually, but here she is doing really well in the lead competitions.
Hopefully next year we'll see this on her.
Exactly. Hopefully
her list of
next year
achievements.
we'll be able to talk about Faye's shining lead season.
And Jamie being pretty decisive here, which is great to see. You really can't waste any energy or time being indecisive, and he's looking so strong on those campus moves. Pretty chill, hanging on two arms with no feet there. Knew what he needed to do and just did it and executed, which was great.
Yeah, good clip from Jamie there.
Faye
able
also
to go back down and rest for a little bit.
Yeah, smart climbing, and Faye just entering into the well, she didn't actually have no feet for very long. She managed to swing them over pretty quickly, which, yeah, great climbing IQ by these two. And a deep lock there from Faye. That is just some pure shoulder strength. Also making the most of those heels. They look like they really take the pressure off in this section as it's so steep. And Jamie making his way up into the volumes, and the the holds change here to become a bit more crimpy. And climbers have got to adapt to that.
Faye catches that shoulder move and is into the donut.
And this is where
she's gearing up for a flick, and she
Oh, Faye! I thought she caught it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just too much momentum carrying her rightwards, and unfortunately that left hand just wasn't good enough to keep her locked in.
But a great fight, and as we saw, the same as Izzy, went up to that donut first, and perhaps maybe going right hand would have been.
Yeah, maybe hesitated a little bit on that donut, but if you think that's the way the route setters have intended, then. And Jamie is now ahead of Daniel. He's made that move up to that blocked black hold and is about to exit the steep section of this wall.
Come on, Jamie. He lives and trains in North Wales. Come on, Jamie. He is shaking there, but still fighting. That is great. That is what we want to see. He's twisting around those crimps, and they are small. Come on, Jamie.
He's looking down at the clip.
Oh, a great effort there from Jamie Jenkins. He should be super happy with himself. Just see that replay of Faye holding that hold, but then the way that her body turns underneath her just twists her off, which is so unfortunate, because I feel like she had a little bit more left in the tank perhaps.
And a little replay of Jamie here, elbows up, absolutely fighting, but just looks down at the cliff and knows that even if he sticks the next hold, you almost don't want to.
No.
You know that
you
you're
don't
in
have
trouble.
to deal with. He looks down, he's like, that is a long way. And we have got Connie Brigdens and Jack MacDougall.
Jack MacDougall had a bit of a shaky semi-final round.
He did. We were worried for a second. But now
it was a bit stressful watching.
It was a bit stressful, but hopefully he's got that shaky climb out of the way. He's got the shakes out of his system, and now he's like, okay, I made it to the final, and all I've got to do is climb a little heart out. And that's something that he can do, is climb his little heart out, or big heart.
Yeah, we saw Jack training here a couple of weeks ago at Big Depot in Manchester. He was definitely nervous. He's predominantly a boulder athlete, but he's been putting so much time and effort into his lead climbing, and he's come on such a long way. And all he wants is the opportunity to go and show it out on the World Cup stage.
And I think when you are a dual athlete as well, like, it is so hard, like, you know, when you're putting time into both sport and lead.
Definitely, it's a huge volume of training to train for just one discipline, let alone two. So, you know, these athletes are really putting the time in to be here in the finals and competing at this level, and in both, because both of these athletes were in boulder finals a couple of weeks ago as well.
Absolutely, and just to switch it up so quickly is incredible. And just talk about like the pace on the wall for a second. Like they're both. I look at one, I'm like, they're climbing quickly, and I glance over, and the other one is like just like at the same height, if not ahead. And they are both absolutely steaming up this wall. It shows that I think they're climbing to their strengths. Maybe perhaps there's more boulders, and you know, it's a smart move towards conserving energy and just being like, right, I just need to get as high up that wall as quick as possible so that I've got the most energy to fight at where I know it's going to be harder.
Yeah, for sure. As like more of a lead specialist, I've always been a little bit jealous of how quickly the boulders just get on with it. You know, they don't have the extra fitness to spare.
Because they can't hang around like you can.
I know, but it generally tends to lead to much more efficient climbing. And, you know, they're both making great progress up these routes and looking pretty good. Slight bit of sinking into the shoulders and the neck from Jack, but he's trying to milk a little bit of a rest before this tricky traverse section. Come on, Jack.
And Connie just chilling out. She is looking really comfortable there. Looks like she's got some good breathing going on with the toe hook and toe. She's really fitting in well. Meanwhile, Jack is making his way up onto this head wall,
climbing super efficiently. He is just going at such a great
pace. Making the most of those little shakes. I think they're really important when you get to this section, because you won't get good shakes, but you've got to make the most of the little ones between the holds.
Definitely, and that's something Jack's learned on his pursuit to be an accomplished lead climber. And come on, Jack.
Come on, Jack.
Making that difficult cross through. Let's see if he can do the unravel.
Those crimps are small, I can tell you. I can see him in person. Oh, and he just comes off.
Definitely not a hold you can kind of jump to, unfortunately.
Well done, Jack.
But a great effort. It's been a long weekend, and he looks exhausted.
Yeah, he looks tired there. But I tell you who doesn't look as tired is Connie.
Connie is flying.
And you know what? She's just resting her way up this thing. On holes that I've seen climbers struggle with, she's just like moving down, have a little shake, move up, have a little shake.
Yeah, she's definitely slowed the pace now. She's not going quite as quickly as she was before, but that's probably quite smart climbing. And I thought she was about to match.
Yeah, the match. I saw that as well.
But she is thinking about it, I think.
Oh,
but
swinging her leg.
committed.
Come on, Connie. And she sticks it. Oh, no. And we see another fall in the same place, unfortunately.
We saw Thea try it, and we saw Izzy try it, and they all trained together. So they definitely read the route together and, you know, shared ideas, and I reckon they all will have seen that as a bit of a pogo flick.
Yeah, for sure. And it does almost work. You know,
it almost works.
It probably does work if you're just not quite as pumped as they are.
And I think the problem with when you are fit and strong like these athletes is that you feel good enough to give the correct method a go. You don't try
maybe
and look for the
you're
beta
slightly a bit more riskier.
Yeah, and I think maybe with some of the younger male athletes, they touched that purple hold and thought, oh no, I can't hold that. So they looked for a different way, whereas, you know, Connie is a very strong athlete, and she probably went, yeah, I can hold that hold. I've held much worse holds on the boulder wall and just had a crack at it, rather than like hesitating a little bit and thinking, oh, maybe there's an easier way around this. But a great fight from Connie. Pretty sure this is her first senior British lead champs, or second, so she's very, very new to this, and I'm sure we'll see her in many more finals to come.
Oh, absolutely. Watch this space. And meanwhile, we've got Zoe pulling on here. And Sam Hammond.
Zoe has been a British lead climbing champion as well as a British bouldering champion in the past.
She's gunning for first today. We've spoken to her
title. Yeah, she was second last year.
She wants it today.
She
let's
really
just
wants
see
it.
what that want does to her climbing. Hopefully, we see a really good fight, because you know she trains super hard. I mean, as do all of these athletes. You don't get to this final without putting so much into it.
Yeah, Zoe, a really lovely lead climber to watch. She's so strong but also so technical, loving heel hooks, and I'm sure she's going to enjoy this little section here. And
Sam also just kind of casually making his way up this section. He's He's a real strong climber. I think he'll enjoy the physicality of the next section. Swinging the feet across. I mean, that just looks like a fun move, especially with this crowd and it's all lit up.
Yeah, definitely a great show here at the depot. Zoe moving relatively quickly. She's not really messing about. I think it probably just hasn't come to a section that's proven any like real challenge to her yet. So that's really nice to see. I'm hoping Zoe's going to show us what the top of this route looks like again.
And will she see this rest here that we've seen quite a few? No, she hasn't. She's moved past. I mean, maybe she just feels good. Maybe she knows that she doesn't quite need it and she's in a nice flow state.
She definitely looks pretty relaxed, and I'd say probably a little fresher than the previous athletes, but we know that this section coming up is really difficult, and I wonder if she'll opt for the match method.
Meanwhile, Sam also making some really good choices there with good clipping positions to save the energy. Zoe doing the hero move, which is great. She goes up straight. Oh, but it's come back down again. Chalking up. Oh, she almost had us there.
I think she's going for it. But
she just makes that move look easy.
Yeah, she stepped up into that slot, and rather than kind of pogoing to the hold, which does give you a lot of momentum to go rightwards, I think it gives you too much momentum rightwards, and then that left hand becomes even more important. But she is absolutely racing up now.
And you can hear the crowd. They are cheering her on. They want her to get high. Come on, Zoe. She's entering into our new high point for the senior females.
Oh, Sam, I was about to say, looking really confident, just jumping up into that slight cycle. I think maybe too much confidence in that section, and it was a bit more delicate. The holds aren't so good, and you need to really start standing on your feet as you exit the steep, but he just went for it, and clearly a little bit too much. But Zoe, we're still with Zoe, so
come on, Zoe.
Let's focus on that.
She looks pretty comfortable on those crimps. I know that they will not be as big as she is making them look.
Doing a bit of a clock section, extra moves, but maybe slightly easier moves, and she's going for it. Come on, Zoe.
She's on that pinch with the no text. She is fighting. Come on, Zoe.
This is the kind of fight we want to see on the lead wall. Come on, Zoe.
Making that climp work, even though it must be a really tiring position. Come on, Zoe. Come on.
Now a big powerful move to come. Come on, Zoe.
Oh, and she makes it work, but just drops it at the last second. A great climb from our two athletes there. And here we have Thea Cameron and Sam Butterworth.
Hannah made 2 Junior European Cup finals last year and semi-finals at the Youth World Championships in China. Apologies, I'm reading Hannah's. Thea is on the wall, but I have competed with Thea at World Cup, so she is also a seasoned international competitor.
Indeed, indeed. I was like, oh, I didn't know that doesn't look like Hannah. Oh well, it's we've seen a lot of climbers today. You can be forgiven for making a little fumble like that. And I mean, all of our athletes are super accomplished. Once we see kind of like once we're down to this level of athletes that come out from the finals list, most of them have probably competed internationally, and if not, they certainly are used to competing on this national stage and used to fighting for that national title.
And looking to compete internationally this year.
Yeah, this is a selection event.
This is a selection event.
So how they rank today will affect what their competition calendar looks like this year. And we see Sam there making some really good decisions with the clips, getting them in nice and early so you can shake out. entering into this lovely foot first section that I think you'll enjoy. And same with Thea. Feet nice and high, looking casual there, having a little bit of a shake maybe. And she makes that fairly powerful lock look pretty chill, which is good to see. Sam almost facing the crowd there.
Yeah, definitely making the most of that rest position.
Yeah. Double heel. Come on, Sam, got a route to climb. Some nice deep breaths. There's so much to be said for your breathing when you're climbing long, hard routes like these. And Thea is entering into a section that we know can be pretty tricky, and she makes it look pretty good.
Yeah, great climbing from Thea so far. Let's see if she can find the right position. This is a bit of a tricky clip if you've climbed this far past it, and she is absolutely fighting to get that clip in, but it's in, and hopefully she can now recover a little bit. And
I think it
just goes to show how important those clips can be. They might not score you anything, but they can definitely make or break like how far you can progress.
And it must be so tricky to decide, because when you're on the wall you just have seconds to decide whether you're going to clip it there or keep going. And sometimes you do make the wrong choice, but that's still a pretty good finish position for Thea. Yeah,
only beaten so far by Zoe.
Meanwhile,
so that'll be top 5 for her.
Yeah, well done Thea. Go on. Meanwhile, Sam is still fighting his way up, making the most of that heel there, which is what he needs, as these holds are pretty small. Nice, and he's really making the most of those crimps being on the volumes, able to pinch them a little bit. Come on, Sam. Oh, nice, and he gets that clip in, which is super important, because I think if you go beyond this point, as we've seen before,
Sam looking pumped, but still in control, and I feel like we're about to see him really start to climb as efficiently as possible.
Oh, those drop knees are good, and you can hear the crowd beneath him. Come on, Sam! And we've got a new high point.
We do have a new high point. Sam's starting to shake a little bit, but
come on, Sam!
He's in the red. Come on.
Come on, Sam!
Really good catch from Sam
here. And he is screaming! Come on, Sam, keep screaming! Come on, Sam. And another hold. Oh, brilliant effort.
And he's super psyched with that. It's so nice to see that reaction. Yeah, this is the best of comp climbing, when you've got one moment to make it count and you manage to pull it off. And so well done, Sam. That was an incredible fight.
That is one to remember, I'm sure. And we're about to have our last 3 competitors from the British League Champs 2025. It's crazy. You blink and these things are over. Little replay there of Thea making that clip. She did make it work, but just totally zapped that right bicep. She was in a full lock, and this is a really steep wall.
Yeah, also seeing a replay of where Sam fell on his effort. He just didn't have...
And we have our next athletes out. We have Lucy Garlick, Rhys Conlon.
Yeah, quite a young pair. But both relatively experienced. They've both been to quite a lot of European Youth Cups and Internationals, and Lucy has also started competing at World Cups as well.
And they will be wanting to secure their places in their international calendar for this year. Lucy proving to us that she is a lead climber as well as a brilliant boulderer.
Rhys finished 5th place at the Youth World Championships in lead last year, so that's an incredible result. To make a final at a World Youth Championships is such an amazing achievement. So I think we can expect good things of Rhys here on the lead wall.
Absolutely, but it's a tough field.
It is a tough field.
But these athletes, do what they do best and push each other.
Yeah, the tougher the better, really.
Yeah.
It just brings out the best in all of our athletes.
Absolutely.
And you want the field to be stacked. You want it to really matter and like count if you win that title.
Rhys there, just giving his hands a little warm up, compose himself, get some blood back to those forearms. And Lucy also looking pretty chilled on this crimped first section. She'll like that. Nice, Lucy. She's looking nice and calm. I'm feeling nice and chill watching her, actually.
Yeah.
No stress, which is what we like to see. Just keep doing this to the top, please.
Going for the more powerful method on this again move to the yellow.
Lucy's a super powerful climber, really good at coordination and jumps.
And sometimes it's just better to climb things in your style.
Absolutely, yeah, play to your strengths. We've seen a lot of that so far.
Rhys choosing some really nice clipping positions here, really utilising those heel and toe hooks and clipping off of a straight arm, which we love to see.
And Lucy has got to this same section where she now needs to make that clip, and she's made it work with the heel, which is great to see. That is, you know, good intuition from her there. We didn't know if that was possible, and she's shown us that it is.
I think, yeah, having a bit more space between her and the wall allowed her the space to make that clip, but yeah, just also a little bit too pumped to make that quite long go again move, and it is blocked as well.
Yeah, I think you've got to be super accurate, which means having a little bit of more juice than she might have had in that right kind of shoulder and forearm, but I hope she's still really happy with her performance, because that was great to watch. Meanwhile, Rhys still looking pretty cash. He's having some shakeouts, he's getting through the crimp. Ooh,
starting to struggle a little bit, but that is quite a difficult move. Let's see if he can just keep fighting through this techie section.
Oh,
he's looking at the clip. Will he clip? No.
Oh, and a bit of a
and he's frustrated. Yeah. Is definitely part of elite lead climbing. It all has to be tricky. Whether that's the climbing, you know, getting onto the route, the moves themselves, the pacing, and of course the clips.
There's no room for kind of any chill really anywhere. And it's something that can be maybe hard to train as well, like often on commercial routes, the clips on, you know, if you're commercially route setting and there was a particularly horrible clip, you'd probably get asked to change it. So it is tricky when then in comps suddenly all the clips are really strenuous, and if you don't find the right position, you're probably not going to make it.
Yeah, and a lot of these athletes will be training on a spray wall or doing circuits, and so they might not be practicing those uncomfortable positions, or they might just be, you know, doing circuits without set feet and just getting used to sitting on their heels whenever they need to. And so something to think about.
Next up, we have Hannah Kerr, who put in a brilliant effort on the semi-final route. I think she was
I think that was a highlight, a standout performance of the semi-final round.
She just was had a brilliant pace and really made a route that quite a few other climbers made hard. Like, she made it look easy.
Definitely, and now I can say that Hannah made 2 junior European Cup finals
you are correct now, Molly.
I'm now correct. Hannah was on the wall. I'm very sorry, Thea, earlier. And semi-finals at World Youth Champs and semi-finals at the European Youth Championships in France last year. So she has been very successful internationally, and it's great to see it also translating into this national competition.
Absolutely. And we have Fred Williams.
Also a little bit of a dark horse, I'd say.
Hannah.
Fred.
Oh, Fred. No, we've got double dark horse. Yeah.
Although saying that, he won the Junior British Bouldering Championships last year. He was second at Junior British League Climbing Championships. So, I mean, he's transitioning into the seniors superbly.
Yeah, absolutely. Both put in great performances earlier. Both obviously qualifying in second, but still just the way they climbed things really made them stand out as such kind of like strong but also clever climbers. Oh, we see Fred actually making this bit look slightly less efficient than the other climbers, hanging on one arm for a moment there. Come on, Fred, get two on. Although at least you know, perhaps like you can compose yourself for a second here.
Yeah, it's still early on in the route, so hopefully he's not used up too much energy getting to this point.
Hannah not wasting any energy at all there, dangling on two arms, just getting her feet across, which is great to see. A little bit of a chalk up. Starting to struggle a little bit, perhaps.
Yeah,
Come on,
this
Hannah.
is a big, powerful move. Let's see how she tackles it. I think this is the best way on.
No, when we see the drop there from
didn't
Hannah.
quite have the power to get through that move.
Oh, that is a real shame. I feel like she had so much more to give on that route. That high heel, maybe not quite the best to opt for, but well, meanwhile,
We're still with Fred.
Yeah, Fred's doing some climbing. He's looking chill, which is great to see. But we all know that it can change quite quickly on this route.
Yeah, this route really kicks in as soon as we hit this black section. And Fred is just about to experience that.
Some slight little shakes in the legs, but that does not mean that he can't carry on climbing nice and high up this wall. If there's one thing that these climbers are good at, it is fighting when they get pumped.
Oh, and we just lose Fred on that tricky move upwards. And he pops. Great to see them on this stage.
Yeah, regardless, they should both be super proud of themselves. And just like that, we move on to our last climbers of this year's final. And we've got a couple of big names in the house.
Definitely, I think the
Double
favourites are
Olympian.
out.
Yeah.
Double Olympians, Olympic finalist Erin Mcneice and Olympic champion Toby Roberts.
And they're going to come out and they're going to show us why they were Olympians.
Yeah, I think so far they've both topped all three routes they've been faced with this championship.
And I wonder if they're going to, like Toby, the style that he did that semi-final in was like, he just made it look easy. And so I'm really intrigued to see how both him and Erin make these routes look in comparison. Finals.
And you might be able to hear that these two are definitely crowd favourites.
Erupted for our champions.
Now Toby may be Olympic champion, but I'm not sure if he's picked up the title of British champion yet for lead.
Ah, okay, interesting. And hey, I mean, I'd be surprised if he wasn't here to bag it tonight, but never say never.
Erin, on the other hand, has already been British lead climbing champion. And I'm sure she'll be looking to add to that collection and be the double.
Absolutely, yeah. She is already our British boulder champion of 2025. She really looked kind of like set apart from the field a couple of weeks ago and just made so many of the boulders look easy. And I can tell you from personal experience, they were not.
Yeah, she had 4 flashes in the final.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly.
Quite the show.
So maybe she'll close out this league championships with another perfect score.
I don't want to jinx it, but I think we're in for a good chance of seeing that again.
Looking more relaxed than she did at the beginning of the semi-final route, I'd say, and yeah, just slowly making her way up, having a little look around for the time, I think.
She wants to see who's watching.
Yeah, only everyone.
Yeah, don't worry, Erin, we're all here watching.
Erin has timed out at a few competitions in the last year or two, so I think she's probably got that on her mind, especially when the routes are a little easier maybe. It's easy to just take your time because you kind of want to conserve as much energy and not get too pumped because you know you can get to the top.
And when you can as well,
style.
when you can hang around on those holds, so many of those holds like are hard to hold, let alone just hang around on them, and that just shows the strength that, I mean, Erin and Toby have. They both have the ability to just hang on these tiny holds in really quite strenuous positions. And a cut there from Toby, but I mean, if you can, why not?
Yeah, looking very casual. Same for Erin on that little jump shoulder move.
Looking good, yeah, in that hero position. And gets that clip in, which we know is a good thing to get done before you enter this potentially like trickier move. I'm sure Erin will have no problem. Oh, she does
very snatchy. And I think that was another case of the rope getting in the way, but she got lucky there. And let's hope that that's not, you know, thrown her too much. I'm sure she's already reset. And she looks pretty chilled. Yeah,
she looks chilled. Checking the time again. Toby's making the most of those little shakes between the holds, but also looking fairly chill, riding that heel. We know he's good on a heel. And I think he will like these crimps coming up.
Yeah, I think we're about to get into what I would call Toby's style of best style of climbing.
That's the head wall.
The head wall, yes, to the top.
We know he loves the head wall. Look at that, getting that clip in. He just looks so casual. And Erin also looking casual on some crimps there. Having to fight a tiny bit.
Yeah, definitely having to try. And she's left her feet quite low, but
but it's fine because she can just cut and she doesn't need the feet. And the same from Toby. Come on.
Erin definitely looking like she's struggling. I think it's
maybe in a little bit of trouble here from Erin.
Oh, and she had to fight to hold that, but she is in.
Come on, Erin. Come on, Toby. And we're seeing this final move here from Toby. We know that he's got to commit to it. Both climbers have got to commit. Oh, Toby sticks it and Erin just comes off. What a moment for the finals at the British League Championships. But these are our winners.
What a show.
What a show. This pair just keep on giving. And what a final.
I know, I can't believe that's it.
Once it starts, it just absolutely flies by.
Yeah, we had some surprising successes. We had some surprising, maybe slightly earlier falls.
And it's climbing, hey?
That is climbing. And here we've got a little replay of Erin on that final move. I think there's a lot of excitement with Toby about to top, and she just came into match, and I think maybe had she just gone straight for the top hold.
Yeah.
Just kind of lost balance a little bit. Two hands on the same hold.
And they're just going to confirm that there's no heels, and then I'm sure we will have the scores on the screen in no time.
Are your results. We have Toby Roberts, Sam Butterworth, Rhys Conlon, Erin Mcneice, Zoe Peetermans and Lucy Garlick as our podium athletes for this British League Climbing Championship. In third place we have Rhys Conlon. In second place we have Sam Butterworth, who put in an absolutely insane fight. Our British League Climbing Champion for 2025 is the Olympic champion, Toby Roberts.
He is golden boy.
Adding medals to his collection.
Absolutely.
And there he is. What a great event. So good to have the Olympic champion competing against the rest of the talent that we have in the UK, and it being so competitive.
Absolutely, and the rest of the talent just showing up and being like, look, you know, we are also strong, we are also capable climbers.
Yeah, you're going to have to...
And then they all have to squeeze together. And Toby's going to have a quick interview there with our MC George.
What we say, top of the podium, how does that feel today?
It feels really good. I'm happy with how I come from the finals, and just good to be back in the lead position.
And we saw a really good fight at the top of that head wall. How did you feel doing that dino right at the top of the wall?
It was a little bit sketchy, but I just had to, you want those moves, you just want to fully commit, so I'm happy that I was able to just go for it. But I think that's so good.
Good, it was full set mode. What's the plan now? Are we heading back out to Spain yet?
No, I've abandoned that. I'm back to training now, so I'm excited to get ready for the season, and just really looking forward to going and competing again on the World Cups.
Good stuff. With lots of comps coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, give them a massive round of applause. Toby Roberts!
And Lucy Garlick in third place.
And in second place we have Zoe Peetermans, who put in a stunning effort on that final route.
We have our first place with Erin Mcneice. So close to topping that final route.
Yeah, pretty unstoppable all weekend, really.
And what an amazing effort from this Podium, and all of the other climbers in this final semi-finals and qualification. We saw so much. And that is it for the BLCC's 2025.
That is a wrap. So I think we'll sign off here.
We'll sign off there, yeah.
Yeah, we hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. It's been such a treat to see these athletes climb so well, and we look forward to next year.
Yeah, get training, everyone. Here it comes, 2026.
Yeah. Thanks very much, everyone.
See you later. Bye.
Yeah, didn't really stop training, so just straight back into it tomorrow and then
Good to see you, and I know that because I've seen Erin have the longest training sessions I've ever seen anyone do. 8 hours solid non-stop. Well,